Basically, I'm going to start recording. Basically, what I'm going to do is walk through entering in a broker entity into Concept One. And Maria didn't have any brokers that needed to be entered in, and my test system is busted at the moment. So I'm going to enter in a sample one, and Maria is going to fill it up later. Just replace all the information with a broker that she puts in later. So to start off, hopefully most of you are fairly familiar with Concept One. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So obviously you guys know you're going to go to your workflow little chart thingy there. We're going to click on View Broker Entity Guide. Hit Start. You're going to click on the first one, double click. I'm going to just nobody's in there. We're going to click New because it's obviously not a broker that's already in there. I also want to make sure that it's set to broker. You have the option of consumer, employee, finance company, all that good jazz, but I think you guys are only capable of doing the broker.
Yeah, if not, you get a hard stop. That happened to me last time, and I had realized what I was doing wrong as soon as I called you.
Okay. So we're going to hit New, and then when we go in here, it's already loaded the name. Obviously, you guys know you'll have to load the broker. Now here, where it says email addresses, this is for, so if the company itself has a main email address, say like we have endorsements at Coast, or we have cancellation at Coast, or submissions at Coast, that's where those email addresses would go into here. Obviously, there's one in there for personal, so if it's an agent that he does everything himself, you know, he has two separate ones, one business, one personal. Typically, I don't think you guys are going to probably enter too many personal email addresses in there for a broker, but the option is there. You're going to want to always change this to email, and the reason for that is because when we talk to or correspond or email, or when endorsements is emailing an agent back or sending invoices or for cancellations for that matter, or even accounting, all they have to do is select the broker, go in and do their work, and then when it's time for them to correspond into their workflow, it'll correspond to their email address. If you leave it on mail, it will put their mailing address in there, and that's just kind of something to help with the preloading so it goes faster. So you're going to choose email. You're going to put your FEIN number in, and of course, if it's a corporation or, you know, LLC, any of these things, you guys know, limited liability, that kind of stuff, you'll choose one of those. You'll put your address in here. Obviously, there's multiple. You guys have been through this. You want to definitely check default address for the one that needs to use most often. Your phone numbers, you guys know those, how to enter those in and select the default one. On your broker role options, so there's a couple of things I want to cover on this. The first thing I'd like to cover here is your rec term. So on your rec term, this is where when the endorsement team is creating an invoice, it will load the date. So today is 10/25, that's when the transaction happened. And by selecting the proper calendar formula on here, it will add 30 days. It gives the agent 30 days to pay. So you're going to use transaction date, which would be today, and then plus 30 days. And if you hit tab, it says 11/24 is 30 days from today. If you're okay with that, you click OK. That has to be in there in order for them to get the correct dates on their invoices. The next thing, I know you guys unclick prospect, but send statement needs to be check marked, because this is what loads those invoices and all the transactions that are made through invoices or through the endorsement department onto our accounting report. So we'll have a report. If you don't check mark this box, you'll have a report of invoices, but it won't load any of these invoices onto our broker statements, or it just causes a few issues down the road. So let me look through here just a little bit more. Okay, and then of course you guys know, I'm going to add the affiliates here, I guess. But there was one other thing I wanted to cover while we were on this page. So you guys are all familiar with how AccuSure works, or however you say that. I apologize. I know I'm not saying it correctly. So when there is an agency like AccuSure that has multiple
locations.
Multiple locations, you're going to want to create just your one base. If they have a home office or the base office, that will be your first entity that you add in. And then all of your additional ones, say they have one in Florida, and it's the home office, and then they have one in Pennsylvania. Well, when you go to add Pennsylvania in, the broker in Pennsylvania, they're going to, with the same name, AccuSure or whatever, you're going to want to put, that's not right, sorry. So see, this one right here is the home office. I just chose one. This is the parent entity. Looks like another one's been entered in, but that's okay. So you're going to want to always, if it's connected like this, if they're all through AccuSure, or if it's a different one, you're going to want to assign the parent entity to them. So this way, if you guys are using the same broker FEIN number, the system knows that they're all associated with each other. And I believe, I'm not 100%, I think that it quits popping up that this FEIN number has already been used pop-up you get sometimes when, do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's usually when you're entering the people from the staff form into the system as affiliates. Every time you put that broker number, it tells you that it's been used.
Okay.
But it happens with every single agency, whether it's a DBA or not.
Okay. So anyways, I just wanted to touch base on that if there are multiple locations for a broker, it's good. We want to go ahead and assign a parent entity for them. So I'm going to move on from here. I'm going to red check. And it wants me to put in an FEIN number. There has to be so many. So, on the agreements, this was another thing I wanted to cover with you guys. We really don't want you going in here and adding business, automobile, cargo, commercial, unless they are limited to cargo or PD only. Like I know there may not be too many right now, but if they're only allowed to sell PD and cargo, then we want you to put that in there. However, if you start putting business automobile and cargo in there and physical damage, and then later on they do one of our underwriters finds a commercial package for them, Dina's not going to be able to enter it into the system because it's not allowed. However, if you leave it where nothing's in there, hopefully I can get it, and just make sure derive commissions from supplier agreement here, check mark, you should be good. They should be able to bind and do everything that they need from that point. The other thing is an effective date. We really need the effective date that the broker was appointed in here, because if there's no date, it won't allow us to bind anything either. So I'll go ahead and enter in, we'll just say at the beginning of this month. And then I'm not really sure what this one is. You guys enter the E&O information, correct?
Yeah.
I apologize, I'm not familiar with your guys' process in doing and entering in the E&O information.
Yeah, so the thing that I usually use the most is the policy number, the carrier name. I check mark active, effective date, and then the expiration date pops up automatically, and I usually go with the limit. After that, I do not touch anything else unless the carrier name is not listed in the drop-down menu. Then I add it as a comment because not everything is there.
Okay. If you want to let us know, we can add those. I don't believe you guys can, but we can just simply right-click on there and go in and add a carrier name if need be. Now, as far as the carrier name goes and what you're putting in there, I'm not understanding. So, is it who they're affiliated with as a broker, or I don't understand.
It's hold on 1 second. Let me pull something up really quick just to make sure that I'm actually telling you everything. For that one, it's just the only things I touch are, the really, really basics, and I don't get any errors after that whatsoever. It's the carrier name that is providing them the E&O coverage, their policy number, and such rating.
Okay, yeah. So definitely send us names when they're not in there, and we'll add them. Okay. That way, when you go in to populate them later, you won't have to add it into the comment area.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to close out of this, and then license information. Again, you guys, they know what to do. I mean, you guys have the license information for each broker, right? You go in here and put in which states they're allowed to operate in and the license type and the effective date, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, and I apologize because I was looking for this previously. I'm going to go ahead and check this. There was one part in here that would really help Dina out if you guys could do, well, Dina, it's Dina for now until the underwriters start binding, and then it'll be all the underwriters. In here where it says CTC broker data, just double click on that, and we simply just need a number 1 chosen. Eventually, the accounting team will be taking that part of it over, but as far as the broker statement billing date goes, they'll go in there and enter that information in themselves. But for now, again, a policy cannot be bound if there's not a statement billing date in there. So just the first of the month on all those, Matt Westrich approved that. Fine. See, we went over to broker status.
Is accounting eventually, Nicole,
Yes.
is the county eventually going to be double checking the section where it has the effective date of when you've entered them into the system and 30 days billing cycle?
I would like to say yes. Right now, accounting is having a lot of troubles with a lot of the custom reports that they had previously built for us. And so I know that a lot of what they're doing is workarounds and working out a quick base in order to compensate. But their current Concept One is currently working on trying to get all those issues fixed. I'd like to tell you that once those issues are fixed, accounting will be in here more, and they should be coming in and changing and making sure that all those dates are correct.
Okay.
Typically, if they go in and they have to do anything for any of these brokers, they'll go in and adjust the date and assign an accounting, put their names on the as a representative for these brokers. But for right now, like I said, they're not in here too terribly often. I don't think so.
Okay.
And on the newer brokers, for that matter, I believe they're all going to Marine until it becomes so large that they send it to somebody else. She manages all the new ones, I believe. So really, I think that's pretty much all I had to go over with you guys. The other thing is when you add affiliates, will it not let me add an affiliate here? I am in as admin.
Hi guys, it's Caroline.
Caroline's here.
Hey.
When you guys go in to add affiliates, where does that normally let you do that? There we go. Okay. So the other thing, when you go in to add affiliates or update emails for them or for the agents, and I apologize if this is redundant and I'm repeating myself. I know I've sent out a few emails, but the only time you'll disable an affiliate is if they're no longer working for that agency. We would really like to see you go in and, just add an email address here, and if they have a secondary one, add a secondary email address there. Or if this one's no longer active anymore, then replace it with a new one. And if you would like, you can make a comment at the bottom. This email address was updated on such and such date. However you guys want to do it, I'm going to leave that up to you and Jenny to discuss. Obviously on the quick search, I believe we talked about that already. The broker code goes in there. And I believe that's all I have. Do you guys have any other questions?
I do not.
No, so we're good?
No, I have a question. I'm just writing.
Okay.
Hold on. Okay, so when you got to this one, I was writing down notes. So where did you click to get to here?
Okay, so let me close out of here. I believe, now if you go in, if you go into search, explore entity, you pull up your broker here, you go into the affiliate, and then you can edit and add. Also, if you want to add another affiliate, Denise, you can go up and click this blue plus sign, and it'll add another one to it. So
I know how to use that.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Anything else?
No.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. Really appreciate it. And I will be sending this recording to you shortly.